So nothing is different here. This is all completely normal. I wanted to talk for a handful of minutes about AI. I've got some problems. I think that AI is an interesting technology, I guess. I think, like many things that people create, it has the capacity to be used for good, but I don't think that the companies that currently sort of hold the reins to AI really care about doing good, right? They're a lot of them are working on AI for a couple of reasons. Either to profit right now by selling the service itself, or by consuming content that can then be sold, or by just consuming content and using it to train AI so that it can replace workers, right? Like, a lot of the companies that are out there are just essentially consuming content with their AI to train their AI without consent. You know, they don't care about the ethics. I'm sure that many of them try to come up with some kind of moral argument for this, or just deny it and lie, because of course. But it's goofy to me. It's fascinating because, like, it feels like we're at this point of diminishing returns, right? That we've created this like Ouroboros of self-consumption in AI, where it just kind of consumes so much of the internet that it inevitably consumes itself to other AI. And the problem that I see from a lot of this technology is that it doesn't really learn about context, right? I think that a lot of the stories, a lot of the jokes, a lot of the scripts that it writes, a lot of the images that it draws, etc., you can always kind of tell that there's something not quite right about it. I mean, it's simple things like, you know, having too many fingers, or two hands attached to a wrist, or too many hands shaking hands, the back of a body becoming the front of a body in a AI video. And that's the crazy thing too, is like last year there was all this hype about like the OpenAI Sora thing with videos that looked really convincing. And then we realized, like, yeah, because a lot of the content that was used for them was like really curated and catered for very specific types of videos for this promotional stuff. And now you see videos being created that are horseshit. Like, they're absolutely trash. It's funny, you know, but it's funny in a way that is dystopian, I guess. And so, yeah, it's interesting to me because I think that AI is something with potential, something that in the right hands, as I mentioned, can be used for good. In individual hands, can be used to perform tasks that are trivial, or that are tedious, or, you know, are things that you don't necessarily like to do yourself. I'm talking ethically, of course. Again, there are plenty of ethical and moral issues with AI, so like that is its own separate can of worms that I can't even address in this video. But the point I'm trying to make, right, is that it has the capacity to do good, but that's not why it's being developed, at least not most of it. You know, most of the AI that's out there is being used for, you know, venture capitalism, for the investment side of things. And again, of course, for those subscription services and so on. Because at the end of the day, these companies don't really care. Many of them don't really care about making it better in the future, because that's the future. They don't care about tomorrow. They care about right now and what they can do with it right now. So, like, you know, AAA games that you buy brand new only to find that they're broken and buggy as hell and you gotta wait for some DLC or update down the road, it feels like that's kind of what we're getting out of this AI too, where it's an unfinished product and yet you're still paying like a monthly subscription fee or whatever for it. Whatever means, point I'm trying to get at is that overall, it is something that I want to be developed for good. If it's going to be developed at all, I would be fine with it being abandoned. But I don't see that. I don't have high hopes. I am a pessimist sometimes. And I see that the development of it is likely going to be, you know, used for bad, used for profit, used for theft, used for scraping the internet without consent, and these companies aren't going to care. Anyway, if you enjoyed the video, if you enjoyed the changes, let me know. I'm gonna go bye-bye now, and subscribe. Bye-bye.